Welcome to the channel Beyond Inner Peace. Today we will share a powerful Zen story about a young monk named Hiro who learned the profound wisdom of never keeping expectations from anyone. This realization transformed his life, and it can transform yours too. Nestled deep in the mountains, surrounded by cherry blossoms and the gentle murmur of flowing water, stood the Zen monastery where Hiro had lived since childhood. The monastery was a place of discipline, silence, and self-discovery. Hiro was a dedicated monk. He meditated daily, followed the teachings diligently, and treated others with kindness. Yet he carried an unseen burden, expectations. Whenever he helped his fellow monks, he secretly wished for their gratitude. When he worked hard to perfect his meditation, he hoped for his master's approval. When he shared his food, he assumed kindness would be returned in equal measure. But life did not always respond the way he wished. The monks were often too busy to notice his efforts. His master, Zenji, rarely praised him, and sometimes those he helped didn't even acknowledge his presence. One evening, after a long day of service, Hiro sat before Zenji, his heart heavy. "Master," he began, "I try to be kind, I work hard, and I follow your teachings, yet I feel unappreciated. Why do people not value my efforts?" Zenji studied Hiro for a long moment before speaking. "Hiro, do the cherry blossoms bloom expecting applause? Does the river flow expecting gratitude? Come with me tomorrow at dawn. I will show you a path free from suffering." Hiro, eager to understand, agreed, the silent observer. At sunrise, Hiro followed Zenji along a winding forest path. The morning air was crisp, carrying the scent of pine and damp earth. They walked in silence for miles until they reached a riverbank. There, an old fisherman was wrestling with his torn net, muttering angrily. "Why is life so unfair? I cast my net every day, yet today it breaks when I need it most." A few feet away, a little girl sat by the water's edge, tossing pebbles into the river. With each splash, she let out a joyful laugh. Zenji pointed at the fisherman. "Look at this man, Hiro. He expects the river to give him fish, and when it does not, he suffers. His happiness is tied to what he receives." Then he gestured toward the child. "And look at her. She simply throws pebbles for the joy of it. She expects nothing in return, and so she is free." Hiro observed them closely. The fisherman's face was twisted in frustration, while the child's eyes sparkled with pure delight. "The girl is at peace," Hiro said slowly, realization dawning upon him. "She is not bound by expectations." Zenji smiled. "Now watch the river. It flows without expecting thanks, yet it nourishes life all around it. Do you understand?" Hiro nodded, but deep inside he still felt a lingering doubt. The first test. Back at the monastery, Hiro resolved to change. He would help without seeking gratitude. He would practice kindness without expecting kindness in return. At first it felt liberating. He swept the temple halls without waiting for anyone's appreciation. He served meals with a quiet mind, not looking for smiles of acknowledgement. Yet, despite his efforts, something still felt incomplete. One evening, as Hiro walked past two monks, he overheard them whispering. "Hiro has changed," one said. "He is becoming selfless." The other laughed. "I don't think so. He still seeks approval, even if he won't admit it." Their words struck Hiro like a blade. He clenched his fists, his chest tightening. "I have done everything to let go of expectations, yet they still judge me." That night he lay awake, realizing a bitter truth. He was still attached to how others saw him. Even in his pursuit of selflessness, He secretly hoped people would recognize his efforts. The great realization. The next morning, Hiro approached Zenji. "Master, I have tried to let go, yet I still feel hurt when unappreciated. What am I doing wrong?" Zenji led Hiro to a vast field filled with sunflowers. "Look at these flowers, Hiro," Zenji said. "Do they bloom for admiration?" Hiro studied the sunflowers, their golden heads swaying in the breeze. "No, master," he replied. "They bloom simply because it is their nature." Zenji smiled. "Then why do you act with expectation? If kindness is your nature, express it freely, but do not demand the world to notice." Hiro stood in silence, absorbing his master's words. The weight of his expectations suddenly felt foolish. He had been seeking peace in others' recognition rather than in his own actions. For the first time, he understood true joy comes not from what we receive, but from what we give without attachment. The final test. Months passed, and Hiro continued practicing selfless action. He helped without seeking thanks. He spoke without hoping for praise. He gave without wanting anything in return. One day, a wealthy merchant visited the monastery. He was impressed by Hiro's wisdom and dedication. "You are wise beyond your years," the merchant said. "Come with me to the city. I will offer you wealth and comfort in exchange for your service." For a moment, Hiro hesitated. The offer was tempting. A life of luxury, of recognition, of ease. Was this not something he deserved? Then, with a deep breath, he bowed. "I am grateful for your offer," Hiro said. "But my path is here, where I am free from expectations." Zenji, watching from afar, smiled in silent approval. The liberation of letting go. Years passed, and Hiro became a respected Zen master. He taught his students the wisdom of letting go. A bird sings not for applause, but because it must. A river flows not for reward, but because it is its nature. So too must we live, giving freely, expecting nothing, and embracing life as it comes. One of his students asked, "Master, if we expect nothing, will we not be disappointed in life?" Hiro smiled. "Disappointment arises from expectation. But when you do things simply because they align with your true nature, there is only peace. Give without expecting, love without demanding, and live without attachment. That is the path to true inner peace." As he spoke, cherry blossoms drifted down from the trees, landing softly on the temple steps. Hiro watched them, knowing they would fall whether anyone admired them or not. At last, he was truly free. And so can we be, if we learn to let go of expectations and embrace life with an open heart. If this story resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel, Beyond Inner Peace. Your support helps us continue sharing timeless wisdom that can transform lives. Thank you for watching.